Governor Abbott fights to keep tuition at Texas universities from rising. We'll explain what that means for students at UNT.
If you plan on frying your turkey this Thanksgiving, we have some safety tips you need to know before you start cooking for the holiday.
As Americans continue to deal with inflation, people are looking for creative ways to save money on holiday shopping. I'll have the story coming up.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Grace Escobar.
And I'm Grace Grimes. Governor Greg Abbott wants his tuition freeze for public universities in Texas to continue for 2 more years. Our reporter Ian Balderas is live on campus with more on the story. Ian?
Thanks, Grace. It's been 2 years since Governor Abbott froze tuition rates through the 2025 school year. This week, he said he will extend the tuition freeze for another 2 years. The governor's office sent letters to public universities informing them of his decision. With the average cost of tuition for in-state students in Texas at $28,000, the governor has stated that he wants education to be more affordable. In his letter, he explains that inflation and other economic burdens are already troubling families. So he promised that education would be a priority in the next Texas legislature. Here at UNT, students have not seen a tuition increase since 2016.
Ian, that's welcome news for students here on campus, but other college students here in Denton will have to pay more in the next school year, right?
That's right, Grace. Just a few days ago, the board at Texas Women's University voted to approve a 3.8% tuition increase for the next school year. Since that came before Abbott extended his tuition freeze, it will still be allowed to go into effect at TWU.
Thanks, Ian. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the future of tuition.
UNT's new president has formally been installed in his position. The university held an investiture ceremony yesterday for Harrison Keller. He is the 17th president to serve our university. Keller has been in office since August. He was chosen for the position after Neil Smatrusk's resignation in the spring. In a letter to the student body, Keller said he is honored to serve as president and added, quote, "I look forward to what we will achieve together and the impact the University of North Texas will have for Texas and beyond."
Grace, I don't know about you, but I have been loving this fall weather recently, and I cannot wait for it to get even colder.
I know, I am ready for it to be colder, so let's take it over to Aaron Erie and hope for some good news for the weather. Aaron?
Thanks, Grace. There's definitely plenty to be thankful for as we take a look at our current conditions in Denton here. It's 63 degrees. We've got low wind speeds at 2 miles per hour and clear conditions. As we dip into this evening, we will touch the 40s at 49. The conditions will remain clear, but then tomorrow it'll warm back up just a touch and it'll be 70 degrees with a wind speed of 10 miles per hour and clear conditions. That's all I have for First Look. Back to you both at the desk.
Thanks, Aaron. President-elect Donald Trump has chosen an anti-vaccine activist as his nominee for Secretary of Health and Human Services. Trump said today he wants Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be in his cabinet. Kennedy ran for president as a Democrat earlier this year, but left the party and eventually dropped out of the race to support Trump. Kennedy has spent years spreading misinformation about vaccines. He also opposes fluoride in drinking water, which many dentists say could lead to more cavities. It's not clear yet if Kennedy will have enough support to be confirmed by the Senate, which will be controlled by Republicans in January.
There is also doubt among lawmakers about another Trump cabinet pick, Attorney General nominee Matt Gaetz. The Florida Republican resigned from the U.S. House after Trump nominated him yesterday. The House Ethics Committee has been investigating Gaetz for allegedly arranging to have sex with a teenager. Some fellow Republicans say they are open to confirming Gaetz, but others appear to be skeptical.
I barely know Gaetz. All I know is he likes picking fights on social media. He'll have to deal with that in committees, but I don't know his background. I'm going to look at it and give him a fair hearing.
If there are real and serious issues there, there'll be time for all of that. I'm sure there will be a thorough background look into all of the nominees.
Gates will need the support of at least 50 senators to be confirmed as Attorney General. All Senate Democrats are expected to vote no on his nomination.
Coming up after the break, inflation heads up after months of decline. We'll show you why.
And we'll explain why some holiday shoppers are planning to grab a lot of items without spending a lot of money this year.
I wonder what's on the radio today. I don't know about this. This is not it.
Everything alternative, commercial free. 88.1 Indy.
Here at KNTU, we have two traditional stations, 88.1 Indie and KNTU Jazz. We've also recently launched an internet radio station called Mean Green Hits. If you want to hear more, you can check us out at MediaNorthTexas.com.
That was pretty good.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
And now we return to Fabric of Passion.
Oh, Hector, it will be so hard for us to part, but we must.
But, my love, what did I do? I thought we were meant to be together forever.
I am so disheartened to say that you're just not in style anymore. But you will be, to someone else, in a better place.
You're gonna shred me?
No.
I'm donating you to one of the many clothing donation boxes available on campus. There is one in the Union by the Syndicate and one on Union Circle Drive.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? I'm gonna be someone's new shirt.
I thought you'd be more distressed.
Oh, absolutely not. It was cramped in your closet anyways.
Maybe you would like to be shredded after all.
There is some tough news for everyone who's struggling with inflation. New numbers show it got slightly worse last month. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show prices went up 0.2% between September and October. And compared to the same time a year ago, prices were up 2.4%. Housing costs were a huge factor in the October increase. The inflation rate had been falling steadily this year. This is the first time it's gone up in 6 months.
Grace, have you started your holiday shopping yet?
Not yet, but I need to because Christmas is right around the corner.
I know, and that is true, but I heard that there's a new way that people are paying this holiday season. NTTV reporter Melanie Garcia is live at the Golden Triangle Mall with more. Melanie?
Thanks, Grace. With holidays coming up really recently, record spendings are online stores within the next few weeks. However, with prices increasing, more and more people are looking to spend recently. CNN's Karen Kaifa has the story.
It's hard sometimes. She's hard.
Bella Canales is a Dallas mom of 3 who works full-time, as does her husband, and she says money is tight.
I actually make pretty decent money, but my goodness, when life hits hard. And it feels like when it rains, it pours.
Bella often uses Buy Now, Pay Later, or BNPL, loans which allow for short-term payoffs.
I've used it, I know, twice now at Walmart, Affirm to be exact, to buy my groceries because it's easier to do that than put it on an already maxed out credit card.
Buy Now, Pay Later allows consumers to purchase goods on an installment basis and interest-free typically.
Adobe's 2024 online holiday shopping survey predicts record buying with this method.
We're expecting about $18.5 billion to be processed through Buy Now, Pay Later, and that's just over 11% year-on-year growth.
The Federal Reserve Bank of New York found financially stable buyers choose BNPL to avoid paying interest and for convenience. Financially fragile buyers for credit and affordability. Adobe found most people wanted to free up cash or buy something they couldn't otherwise afford.
You do see average order values for buy now, pay later tend to be higher. And ultimately, it allows people to kind of stretch the bounds of their budget.
I just would choose it over credit cards any day.
Bella Canale says her holiday shopping will include buying now, paying later, putting off paying until tomorrow what she can get today. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Thanks, Melanie. Along with Black Friday shopping, Thanksgiving is only 2 weeks away, and if you plan to cook, there are some things you need to know beforehand. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is encouraging Americans to buy their turkey last so it stays colder longer. You should also check to make sure the packaging is not torn to prevent the spread of harmful bacteria. The USDA also encourages you to safely thaw your turkey in the refrigerator or in cold water, and don't leave food out at room temperature for more than 2 hours. If you have any questions about how to safely prepare your Thanksgiving meal, you can call the USDA Meat and Poultry Hotline at the number on your screen.
Grace, although I am more of a ham person, I am so excited for Thanksgiving in that cool fall weather.
Well, Grace, you might be in luck because I think our weather anchor Aaron Erie might have some good news for this week. Aaron?
Thanks, Grace. These fall temperatures have been very blissful, and this afternoon we did see cooler temperatures here across North Texas. As we take a look, we're sticking to the 70s. Paris is our outlier at 69 degrees, but then as we move across the state, you can see we had even cooler temperatures in Amarillo and Oklahoma City, both at 68. Down south, we had warmer temperatures. Houston and Austin were both at 76. But then as we move into our 7-day forecast, you can see that we will have some rain over the weekend, Sunday into Monday. Friday, it's going to be clear with a high of 71 and a low of 47, but the clouds will come in on Saturday for a high of 73 and a low of 60. Like I mentioned, that rain will have an 86% chance on Sunday and a 97% chance on Monday. Tuesday, the clouds roll out and the temperatures stay about the same with a high of 69 and a low of 43. But then as the clouds come in on Wednesday and Thursday, those temperatures drop off for a high of 55 and a low of 36 on Wednesday. Thursday has a high of 54 and a low of 35. And as this cold front continues to come in, clinical psychologists are worried about the effect it could have on people's mental health. Here with more information is NTTV anchors Edison Stewart. Edison?
Thanks, Aaron. Seasonal affective disorder is a condition that affects millions of Americans every year. And unfortunately, many people don't even know that they are suffering from it. CNN's Mandy Gaither has more on the signs of this disorder and ways to help yourself cope with the symptoms.
The days are shorter and darker. The temperatures are getting colder. If you feel down this time of year, you're not alone.
It's extremely common in colder weather climates, especially this time of year, with symptoms beginning and intensifying throughout the winter and even into the spring.
Licensed clinical psychologist Adam Borland with Cleveland Clinic says a lack of sunlight can impact vitamin D levels and serotonin, which helps regulate mood, behavior, sleep cycle, and memory. It can lead to symptoms like sadness, loss of interest, fatigue, and fluctuating appetite. Borland says maintaining a healthy daily routine can help.
Going to bed around the same time, trying to get up around the same time, monitoring diet and any potential alcohol or other substance usage, engaging in physical exercise, making sure that you socialize, engage in any creative outlets.
Borland also suggests using a sun lamp, which can mimic natural light and help regulate the sleep cycle. He says medications can help treat symptoms of anxiety and depression, as can talk therapy. But it's also important for a person with seasonal affective disorder to stay connected to others.
It's very easy to kind of hibernate during this time of year, and you want to make sure that you engage in social outlets.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If you feel as if you are suffering from seasonal depression, please do not hesitate to reach out to the right mental health resources. In Texas, the helpline can be reached at 866-903-3787. That is all from me. Now back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Edison. With the holidays coming up, a lot of us are trying to save money, but some people were caught taking that a little too far. We'll show you how.
And we've got a close-up look at a fun option for the adventurous student that's right here on campus.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DATQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DATQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DATQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.datq.org to learn more. DATQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3. Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
Famous satirical news website The Onion has won the auction for Alex Jones's InfoWars. InfoWars is a website infamous for promoting conspiracy theories stating that the 9/11 terrorist attacks and the moon landing were a hoax, among other things. The bid was backed by multiple families of the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting, in which 20 children and 6 adults were killed. The company was being auctioned off in order to help Jones pay the over $1 billion he owes to the families of Sandy Hook victims as a result of being found guilty for defaming families by calling them crisis actors. Detectives in Southern California have come across as a very unusual crime. Apparently, after busting 4 people behind a robbery, the detectives and members of the community noticed something very unusual about the case and the perpetrators. Here is Tom Waite with the story.
Take a close look at this grainy security video. What do you see? A bear? An animal? Something else? It turns out state investigators say what you're looking at is a human dressed in a bear costume, staging what would turn out to be several insurance fraud claims to luxury vehicles, totaling a little more than $140,000. The suspects sent these videos to their insurance companies, claiming a bear tore up their cars. Those involved have been arrested and are now facing serious fraud charges.
Oh my goodness.
This man lives next door to 2 of the suspects. He says police came early this morning to make arrests.
It was 7 o'clock. We opened the door. They told us to shut it. Really? So we were kind of peeking through. They had the ram thing or whatever, you know.
We showed him the videos of what investigators say is the fake bear car invasions.
That's amazing. I would have never thought of that. I mean, you know, it's pretty far out there, but hey, you know, whatever works. But I mean, if they found the bear suit.
And in fact, investigators did find a bear costume. This is it, complete with fake claws. They also sent these photos of what the suspects claimed was damage to the insides of their cars. The scratch marks appear suspiciously symmetrical. State investigators say the suspects tried the scheme multiple times, using a 2010 Rolls-Royce and several other high-end Mercedes models.
whoever's inside that vehicle is not moving like a bear. He's moving like a human.
Harry Kazakian is a licensed state insurance fraud investigator.
Insurance investigators are trained extensively to detect fraud, not only human factor detecting fraud, as well as now there's AI and we got all kinds of cross-referencing.
Kazakian points out it's not just how the so-called bear is moving in the cars, it's how they entered.
And then, of course, opening the door and getting inside the vehicle. That is highly suspect and questionable.
Well, one thing that isn't a fraud is the 45-foot-tall rock climbing wall in the rec center. For some, rock climbing in the rec is a good way to get exercise and meet new people. I got the chance to talk with some of the members of the rock climbing club to see what makes the wall such a great community. Rock climbing, a hobby filled with mental and physical challenges. Rock climbing is based on grade levels. The harder grade level, the better climber you are. But climbing up the levels is difficult.
Sometimes you can plateau and kind of slow down in your growth, and it feels frustrating sometimes, so it's hard to work through that, but it's more rewarding when you do.
For some climbers, as you increase your skill level, the mental aspect also becomes more challenging.
There are some climbs that are considered more mental in terms of difficulty than others. So there's some that there's like so many holds that you want to use all of them, but you're only supposed to use like maybe 10 of them. And then there's some where you're looking up and you're like, oh, this is going to be so difficult, and you're thinking it's difficult, so it is difficult when it's actually really simple.
While the climbers work through the challenges, they are able to lean on the climbing community.
I really like the community here. Everybody here is super nice. We get along super well. We're all best friends. We hang out here. We hang out outside of the rock climbing wall. So I think the community really helps us bond. It makes it more fun.
It's a very nice community. You're able to meet people very quickly. I had originally just like been coming to the gym just to work out, and I slowly got introduced to climbing, and now I don't touch the rest of the gym.
Reporting for North Texas Television, I'm Grace Escobar. Climbing wall passes are available for purchase at the Climbing Wall desk. There are both day passes and unlimited semester passes available.
So Grace, do you like rock climbing since you got to go see the rock climbing club?
I'm actually not a big rock climbing fan, but I am a big basketball fan. Let's toss it over to our sports anchor, John Phillips, for some updates on UNT basketball. John?
Thanks, Grace. UNT basketball got a big win last night, and I'll have more on that and two legends of their respective games coming out of retirement after the break.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
Last night, it felt like 2021 in Denton all over again as UNT beat a Big Ten opponent, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. We won our third straight game versus Big Ten opposition in a stretch that includes our famous tournament upset over Purdue. Last night, Coach Ross Hodge showed the fans that this is still the same mean green team that they know and love, as Minnesota only scored 14 first-half points in a defensively dominant game for UNT. This continues UNT's undefeated start to the season, as we are 3-0 for the first time since 2018-2019 season. And with wins like this, it seems the sky's the limit for our mean green. This Friday, one of, if not the greatest boxer of all time, will step foot in the ring for the first time since 2020, as Mike Tyson is going face-to-face with Jake Paul at AT&T Stadium in what is scheduled to be an 8-round fight. The fight's going to air on Netflix and is the latest influencer boxing match, and arguably the biggest yet, as Tyson is a former undisputed world heavyweight champion. This card is stacked, with fights like Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano taking place. But the Tyson-Paul fight is what most will be tuning in for, and many believe that 58-year-old Tyson will overcome what's the biggest age gap in pro boxing history, with 90% of bets coming in for Tyson near the end of the fight. Another all-time great is returning to action on the slopes, as alpine skier Lindsey Vonn is rejoining the United States national team this season. When Vonn retired in 2019, she was widely considered the greatest women's alpine skier of all time. She has 82 wins, which was first when she retired, but is now second behind fellow American Michaela Schifrin for 97 wins. Vonn has had many injuries, but after a knee replacement surgery this year, Vonn says she hopes to compete in World Cup events once again. She also said there was a chance she would participate in her first Olympics since 2018 in Pyeongchang when she took home a bronze. I cannot wait to see Lindsey back on the slopes this season. But for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, John. A new cafe in San Antonio has a unique goal aimed at helping its community.
It's called the Mermaid Cafe, and it has specialty coffee brewed by some really cool people. The owners are dedicated to hiring people with disabilities like their daughter. Here's Robert Price with a look at the inspiring establishment.
Hi, my name is Leah Meyer, and today I'm here with my mom.
23-year-old Leah Meyer loves to bake.
She has been baking with me since she was little bitty.
So all you do is put the brown sugar into a bowl.
She's just always been in the kitchen. It's really been her passion.
But now Leah is taking that passion to the next level.
It's been Leah's dream.
We just decided now's the time.
Time to open her very own coffee shop called the Mermaid Cafe.
So where are we right now?
So we are in the Mermaid Cafe, my restaurant.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty awesome.
Located on Blanco Road near Bitters.
Leah named it the Mermaid Cafe years ago.
It's going to be a lot of coffee and pastries.
So we'll have your espressos, we'll have your lattes and your cappuccinos, iced drinks. But then we're also going to have gluten-free baked goods.
Leah has already begun barista training and brought some chocolate chip cookies for your humble correspondent to sample.
And those are home-baked?
Yes, they are.
Is that the kind of thing we might be able to find here when the store opens?
Yes.
As for who will be serving the coffee and baked goods,
so our goal, our mission is to employ those with disabilities.
It's so needed in our community. We want to provide meaningful employment, and everybody is ready. They're lining up, they want a job.
Be greeted by a wonderful employee such as Leah. We'll welcome you into the cafe, take your order.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a person with a disability is twice as likely as a person with no disability to be unemployed.
And I just see how as they get older, they're looking for that purpose. And we want to give that purpose here.
This is a place where they can have fun and they can be safe and just have a good time and also serve a really good product to the community.
If all goes according to plan, the Mermaid Cafe is set to open early next year.
We're almost at the finish line. We can't wait.
We'll keep you posted. I'm Robert Price reporting.
Grace, I think we definitely need to go check out the Mermaid Cafe.
Yes, for sure. Let's take a special trip to San Antonio just for that.
Yes. Thank you for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again here next week here on North Texas Television.